I said the first week of 2024 in terms of podcast interviews, that's mine. That's mine. Nobody's touching it.
Yeah.
And then Club Shay Shay said, hold my beer.
On the same night. On the same day.
On the same day. On the same day that I'm like, Edge, tell me about TLC. We got Club Shay Shay giving us this.
$1 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
I mean, can you imagine?
So many gems.
Dude, it was tough for me to sit on my interview with Edge and not just put it out for everybody to see. Can you imagine if you knew this was in the chamber? Oh,
no, literally, if we got the heads up, like, hey, it's a Katt Williams shoot interview. Because this is a shoot interview.
It's a shoot interview. I mean, it's RF video. I mean, because it's not even the questions. I mean,
no.
Shannon
it's all about the answers.
Shannon Sharpe is like, he goes, did you ever get booed? And he goes, yeah, I've been booed, but more people should get booed. Then we wouldn't have to deal with Michael Blackson so much. And you're like, why are you bringing him up? Why? Nobody even asked you about him. I mean,
Chris Tucker.
Oh, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker. There is something so piercing about him going, you know, Michael Jackson called him Christmas. And when he just leans into Shannon, this is why Katt Williams is just one of the greats. Just the way he knows his command of the English language. All he has to say is, you ever let a man give you a little nickname like that?
Like, no, I haven't.
No, Shannon's like, no. Christmas. He called him Christmas.
My favorite line is when because Shannon is also playing his role. He's being like the straight, like, you know, he's like, oh, how can you say that?
Oh,
or,
come on.
Oh, come on, that'd be ridiculous.
Come on.
And Katt is like, it's very unlike you to have an allegiance to losers. I was like, oh, save that one.
Yeah, that's forever. There's 2 things that are forever. It's very unlike you to have an allegiance to losers, and his special is so bad, it's not on Netflix or Tubi. He did 4 comedy specials, and you can't find them on Netflix or Tubi. I'll repeat that for your listeners. He's not on Netflix or Tubi. You saying Cedric the Entertainer's not a good comedian? The world said it. It's not on Netflix or Tubi.
He was on this couch saying like a walrus.
Yeah, with his hands. He couldn't get him off his stomach. I mean, it really is. I mean, going forward, I'll be asking people how come their shit's not on Netflix or Tubi if it's so good. And I mean, how about I think this might be the Steve Harvey part.
Everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business, and it's a man unit.
It's not even like
nothing to do with the criticism he had towards him. He got to throw that on the side.
Right. Number 1, he didn't ask. Shannon never asked him about Steve Harvey. And number 2, his criticisms about Steve Harvey were that he stole from Mark Curry and that he disrespected Bernie Mac. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to mention the wig.
No.
It was a man unit.
That's why.
I've never heard that described that way before. A man unit?
No, I had to look that up.
I mean, now it's all I'll ever use. That dentist in The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, he's wearing a man unit.
That's what they called your hair before you got it shaved.
That's right. I got to write that down. Hang on. Man unit. Look at that hair. It's a man unit.
And what's crazy about this is, like, have you watched the entire 3 hours yet?
I have not watched I've been clip heavy, but I've not watched the entire 3 hours.
That's what it's crazy about it. Like every 6 hours, someone will clip out another nugget that was like kind of left out, and then there'll be another wave of stuff. It's so good.
Yeah.
This is one of those. This is like a point. Like you have to like put the kids to sleep.
Spend your weekend with it. Really, like it might be a good time. I might have to tell my family I need to go on like a road trip by myself just to clear my head and just spend the whole time in Club Shay Shay.
I mean, this should be on like Regal Cinema.
Yeah. Yeah, they really should have. So, I mean, if you knew it was going to be this good, you could have made it a Fathom event.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. Fathom Events presents Katt Williams in Club Shay Shay.
Then you asked it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none.
If that was the preview, everybody's buying a ticket.
Just that, no voiceover. Here's the clip, and here's where you can get tickets.
And you don't even have to say who he's talking about.
Yes, exactly.
And then you go, but people would figure it out. I think he's talking about Steve Harvey.
I don't know. I mean, I think, I've forgotten how good he is with, like, he has like you said, he has a way of words. Like,
It's his use.
30,000 movies made a year.
Not one of them. Can you imagine? It's not even that they didn't get made. It's that of all the scripts, 30,000 scripts, most of them don't get produced.
Right.
But none of them, of the entire 30,000, requested the presence of Steve Harvey. And it was because of what he's lacking. like that's tough. That's tough.
Then he went after Kevin Hart.
I don't know that I've seen the Kevin Hart stuff.
I know. See, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Every 6 hours or so, another clip.
And see, that's always interesting to me because remember, Kevin Hart went after Katt that time because Katt went after Tiffany Haddish a while back, like years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Kevin Hart came to Tiffany Haddish's defense. I really think that Katt Williams is one of those guys. Like, if I get annoyed at somebody and you asked me, like, a week later, I'll forget that I was ever annoyed. Like, if somebody wrongs me, I have a very short list of people that have seriously wronged me that I will never forget. And you know who's on that list.
Oh, yeah.
Because I tell you I hate them.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I would never even remember. I've had conversations where people are like, yeah, you said you didn't like him. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, because of this. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It hasn't been in the moment, I guess.
I think Katt Williams is the exact opposite. I think Katt Williams is like Steve Buscemi in Billy Madison, where he's got his list of everyone that's wronged him. And he decided that Club Shay Shay was the spot. And as he said, 2024 was going to be a year of truth. He said he was going to make Shannon Sharpe into the new Oprah because people were going to realize that this is now a place for truth.
This is the place to go. This is the interview spot.
I mean, he changed. Yeah. I mean, look, he was already doing great. Like,
yeah,
his podcast was already awesome. And it was already like, yeah, I mean, if I ever saw a clip from this podcast, from Club Shay Shay, I go like, yeah, well, I'll check that out. But now,
appointment viewing.
You have to. And it's become one of those podcasts where because of this, you better bring your A game if you're going on Club Shay Shay. Don't strike out.
Now, who do you think would be? Because now that because Katt was gone for a long while, so now people are looking back at his comedy and where he ranks, and and the list of top comedians and all that stuff. I'm not even gonna ask that, but I'm wondering if you didn't want to be in anyone's shit list, would you pick someone? Would you rather be on would you rather not get roasted by a Katt Williams or like a Dave Chappelle or something like that? Because there's like the way this guy talks, it's like incredible.
Yeah, but when Dave decides it's time, Dave has an incredible deconstructive way of just taking you down limb by limb. Like, Dave won't hit you with a one-liner.
It'll be a monologue.
Dave will tell a story that you think is totally unrelated to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll bring the audience along that story. And it's like the opening joke of his special. Like, where you're on this story and you're like, yes, I'm 100% with you. And then boom, he hits you. And you're like, and then and it's like, you can't fight it. You can't disagree with him because you were. Because
I was saying yes. I was nodding along the entire time.
And that's why Dave is dangerous. Dave is the cerebral assassin, right?
Yeah.
Katt Williams is Vader. Katt Williams is just coming on, just unnecessarily stiff, and it's just gonna make it hurt right now badly. and Dave is the cerebral assassin, I think.
Yeah, I just love that Katt is back in like the spotlight.
Right. I do too. I think it's going to get very interesting.